Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Raquel here, and first I would like to say please ensure that you like, subscribe and share. Okay? For all those persons that have liked, subscribed my previous videos, I thank you very much. Now, it's been a while since I've done my last videos, and today we will be talking about the techniques and dieting that it takes to reverse your diabetes. Okay? Alright. Now, as I've mentioned in my other videos, diabetes is all about your diet, right? And the two main things, once you're diagnosed with diabetes, the two main things that you need to work on is your weight and your diet. Today we will be discussing how to get that weight down. All right? Yes, because that's the most important thing. Once you get your weight down, you're on a good path to get it reversed. Now, the first thing you need to understand about your weight is that you need to know what's your BMI. And BMI is a term that you are going to want to get very comfortable with, as it is basically your body mass index, meaning, well, for those persons who don't really understand the term, it's basically ensuring in accordance to your structure, your build, your height, age and all of that, what your weight should be. Okay? Alright, so once you get that, and I encourage you to make sure you actually find out what this is. So basically you're finding out what your correct weight should be, right? In accordance to your structure and your height. Like for me, I am 5 feet 4 inches, somewhere there, or 5'5", and my BMI is between, depending on my bone structure and everything, is between 165 to 170. Yes, I am currently at 170, and I have been that size for the past, I would say, 7 years. And I managed to keep it down. Now, like I've mentioned, it's all about your diet. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Believe me when I tell you this. Diabetes is all about your diet. So you have to make sure you get this diet right and get it under control. In my next video, I will tell you the exact diet, but in this video, I'm taking the opportunity to teach you some very important things that you need to know before you actually start the dieting. As I've mentioned, we have to get the weight down, find out what your BMI is. After you've found that out, then you're on your way, right? Now, the first thing you want to do to lower your weight, to lose weight, is get your metabolism rate up. You do this by increasing the number of times that you eat per day. I would recommend an average of, say, 5 times, right? You know the 3 main ones: breakfast, lunch, dinner, and of course you're gonna have 2 in-between ones. Yes, 5 times, but in smaller portions. So you don't consume 5 big, large meals, okay? And this is actually my dieting technique that I used to get my weight down. I was more than 30, I was actually 40 pounds overweight, and I had to get that 40 pounds off in order to get my diabetes in check, to keep it under control. So what you're gonna do is, the first thing, you're gonna increase the number of times that you eat. So if you normally eat 3 times, I would say 5 is a good number. You may not want to go above that. I wouldn't recommend in trying to lose the weight, but you definitely don't want to go below. All right, so for your 3 main courses, you're gonna have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Those are your 3 main courses for the day. And the other 2 is 1 in the mid-morning and 1 after dinner. So that's how you end up having 5 meals. Now guys, I know when you hear the word dieting, it's like you're dreading it. You're like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to eat grass and water. No, it's not like that. First, you have to ensure that your food choices is actually what can work with you with your illness, right? Now, you have to learn a little bit about nutrition and eating well, especially if you have diabetes. With diabetes, you are not able to go on certain fad diets that are going on now. It's not recommended because, believe it or not, all the food groups play a very important role in breaking down the food, absorbing it, and your body being able to. And we all know that with diabetes, it's actually your body inability to do something, you know, it's not functioning correctly. So you don't want to put any added pressure or anything else on your body, right? So you need to ensure that in all your meals, especially the 3 main ones, you are including these groups. You have protein, carbohydrates, fiber. Those 3 main ones are very, very important. I'll say them again. You need protein, carbohydrates, and fiber, right? Now, you have different types of carbohydrates. Being a diabetic, and I don't even like to say the word diabetic, you know, because it makes you feel as if, you know, but what we will do is wellness, as it's my mantra, I believe wellness begins in the mind. So if you believe it, you will achieve it. So in every single day, you're going to get up and you're going to say, if I believe this, I can achieve this. Okay? Right. So you're going to have your 3 main food groups, which is protein, which is very, very important, carbohydrates, and fiber, right? So for your breakfast, you make sure you have your protein, your carbohydrates, and your fiber. Now, for breakfast, breakfast is one of those meals that are actually quite easier to incorporate all those and not consuming too much, right? So what I want to teach you is that you have different types of carbohydrates, and carbohydrates are also known as starches, and these starches are like rice, flour, you know, pasta, and all of that. But when you want to lose weight, you don't want to concentrate in your very first months. Like for the first 6 months, you would want to eliminate all of those. And you're going to concentrate on complex starches, which are like yam. For the Caribbean people, you have green bananas, you have potato, you have so many, you have sweet potato, you have pumpkin. I mean, these ground provisions are very good to substitute for your starch because they are complex starches. They don't pass through your system that quickly to spike your blood sugar. They take a gradual time. They also have a lot of fiber, and fiber is good because what it does, it actually emulsifies the fat and take it out of your body. So that is why fiber is very important in your diet, right? So having that starch, now protein, a lot of people believe that once you're diabetic, you can't have this, you can't have that. Please to get rid of that myth. It's a myth. It's a myth. Most diabetic persons can have anything they want. You just have to have it in moderation. And then there are the things that you know you definitely don't even want to try having, because you know it's just gonna be bad for you. It's even bad for people who's not diabetic, much less you, right? And guys, please remember, in my first videos I explained to you how it goes. So for those that are just joining for the first time, you can always go back and look at what the other video is saying, so you would understand what's going on most here. Now, I'm trying to make this video as quick as I can, because I will lead up to the other one, which will tell you the actual food. So we have come to the conclusion that you need your 3 main courses, which is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And for all of those, you need to incorporate starch, protein, and fiber. Stick to complex starch, as they break down. They take a longer time to break down, and they give the body ample time to work everything out, and so that it doesn't spike your blood sugar that quickly. Protein is also important. So if you're a vegan, which I highly doubt that vegans, like say you're a vegan from beginning, I don't think those people really suffer from diabetes that much. However, if you do, then you will know the type of protein that you need. But for the regular persons who are not vegans, they eat meat, please remember, you can have the protein of your choice. Just try not to have too much red meat and too much processed meat, like canned foods and stuff like sausages, burgers, and all those things. Those are processed foods, and they tend to have a lot of additives that actually does give your body even more work to break it down, and that is why those are bad. But when you're having your protein in the morning, if it's eggs, if it's bacon, whatever it is, make sure you're having it with a complex starch, right? So in the morning, you're going to try and eliminate all that bread, all of that, you know, pasta, nothing too refined, no processed food. Try to have natural food. And remember, we are doing this to lose the weight. That's the first thing. Make sure you get your 3 food groups that needs to be done. When those in between snacks now, you're gonna ensure that they are not fattening and they are healthy snacks, right? You do need to eat, so you have to always ensure that whatever you're consuming, it is ample and it is healthy. It works well with what you're trying to achieve. Don't go having cupcakes or so on. For your fiber, when you're having fruit, please ensure that you choose your fruit carefully, because there are fruits that are high in sugar. Yes, there are fruits that are high in sugar that if you're trying to control your diabetes or you're trying to lose the weight, I would not recommend you have those fruits, like bananas, grapes, mangoes. All of those are very high in sugar. So if you're having fruit, you want to have like apple, oranges, peaches, a little pineapple. You can have the bananas and so on, you know, but it's going to be kind of a gamble, because if you have a banana, like say you're having a banana as a snack, maybe that's the only thing you could have. That's just only a banana because of the sugar content. Same thing with grapes and so on. So like for your snacks, you can have crackers, whole wheat crackers. Make sure if you're having anything that is refined, you try to get the whole grain part of it, because what you need is more fiber. And that is why the refined stuff actually work against you. It's not that it is that entirely bad, but it's just that it doesn't add to anything to help your body to break anything down. And that is why they encourage people not to have too many refined stuff. So if you're gonna have a little snack, you're going to make sure like it's crackers. You can have crackers and cheese. You can have like peanut butter and crackers, or whatever your snack is, make sure it is healthy. I won't dwell too much on the types of food and the names in this video, but I will do so in my coming video. So that first thing that we need to get down to lose the weight is increasing our metabolism by increasing the number of times that we eat. The next thing that you need to do is your method of eating. You start off with your heaviest meals first and it goes down. So breakfast should be your heaviest meals. That's where you're allowed to consume as much. And remember, you have to be very careful. So you listen up for the next video where I'll be telling you exactly what you can have for breakfast and so on. So breakfast should be your heaviest, followed by lunch, then dinner. Dinner should be one of your lightest meals for the day. While we're doing this process, we're working for a goal to try to lose the weight within the first 6 months. So you are not going to consume any heavy meals after 3 p.m. 3 p.m. Yes. So try to have dinner at 3 p.m. And dinner can be grilled meat, potatoes, everything is all about portion control. I am not telling anyone that, oh, you're gonna have to eat 2 sticks of carrots. And if you're dieting, diabetes is something that makes you very hungry. So you have to eat enough to make sure that you are filled. I mean, it's substantial. You can say, okay, I've had dinner, I've had lunch, I've had breakfast, right? When you have breakfast, you probably wait until 4 hours, then you have that mid-morning snack, and then you have lunch probably 2 hours after that, and then after you have lunch, you probably wait till 2.5 hours before. So breakfast is the only one that you're gonna wait till 4 hours, because you have to give your body time to break this thing down, along with your medication if you're on medication. And I'm sure if you're on medication, the doctor will tell you how to take it. Some people have to take their medication after a meal. Some people take it before. Some people take it with their meal, right? I know for the persons taking insulin, you have to definitely take it after a meal, right? And it's very critical. You have to eat on time and you have to take your medicine on time for the ones with insulin. For the ones that's with type 2 and are taking pills, majority of the time it's after a meal as well, but some of the pills, depending on which one you're on, they will tell you to take it before you eat. And I'll take it that those are the ones that type 2 diabetes is not so bad, so they can do that. So guys, please remember, you need to concentrate on lowering the weight, losing the weight. The main thing is to get the right amount of food that you need, the type of food, and I'll encourage you to listen up for my next video, as I'll be giving ideas on how you can diet and the things you can eat for breakfast, for lunch, for your snack, and so on. But for this video, ensure that you increase your metabolism by increasing the number of times that you eat. Select good choices. Make sure every meal consists of protein, carbohydrate, and fiber. If it has nothing else, make sure it has those 3 main groups, because they all need each other to break things down. And remember now guys, the fad diets are not for you. It's not for you, because if you're gonna have an all protein diet, you're gonna need carb to break down the protein, because your body can't do it on its own. So remember, be very careful when you're diabetic and to follow fad diets and what's going on, right? So your 3 meals are important, and also your timing in which you eat. Okay? The heaviest first, then it gets lighter, and the lightest last, right? Try not to consume any heavy meals after 3 p.m. Make sure you have your dinner by 3 p.m. Probably 3, 4, the latest. Anything after that should be light meals. Light meals that won't take any time to process and to break down, right? So in this stage, you're gonna be constantly checking your weight. Oh, and one most important thing that I didn't start off with, which I should have said, you have to always ensure that you check your blood sugar. I know you can't get to probably check it all 3, 4, 5 times for the day, like what they request, but at least be able to check it 1 or 2 times. Early in the morning after a fasting, and a fasting is consuming food and then waiting at least 8 hours before you take the test without consuming anything else. So after you eat for the last time in the night, you wait till 8 hours after, at least, it can be 8 or 12, then you take your test in the morning to see where you're at. That result that you get is a very good gauge to tell you if your sugar is out of control or if it's under control. Okay? So I am gonna make my final statement right now. And like I said, remember again, guys, in order to control diabetes, you have to control your diet and your weight. Those are the 2 things that we're working on. All right? Please like, subscribe, share this video. It's very important. In my next video, I will be telling you the dieting process that I do, as in not the technique. I just explained the technique. The actual diet itself, what I ate, how I reversed my diabetes. Thank you so much for listening up, and do see me again in my next video. Bye.